let's play this.
Yeah, so if you just hit play and pause real quick, then you...
What is going on, folks?
And we may be back. I think we are broadcast on the James personal page again. So, like, there's two brands we're trying to promote. Touch It, but also mostly James as well. So, like,
and not like a like page. This is my personal friendship page.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
We're trying to expand my social circle.
He wants to show his aunties and his grandma like how tight at riffs he is, and he's doing a fantastic job with that. A couple of workmates that accidentally got on there, and they're just thinking that you're fucking comedy gold right now, James.
Jesus Christ.
So, like, we should be on the Touch It page. So, I'm just in the intros again. I'm Alan Brad here with James Connors.
What is up, folks?
Exactly, the brand,
I'm the
man,
fucking
the comedian.
up the text.
We got little Dave Gander in the middle.
Big Dave.
And it's in no way are you big except when it comes to mental problems. And also we've got Liam Callen over here.
I've decided to stay.
So tonight it's very special. We're actually debuting a comedy ad series that we shot with Liam Callen as well. We're going to be debuting that probably in about 20 minutes. And Dave Gedner actually produced. Now we're just talking about it. So Dave produced it so well that he upset one of the actors who actually blocked him on Facebook. And Liam did a fantastic job with this like comedy series. But the only person that didn't want him was Dave, because Dave's like, he was mean to me online. So Dave's just going around burning all these bridges with comedians and actors. And then when they have like a really negative response to Dave's, disorganization and how weird he is online, he says let's not use him. So like, what people didn't wrong you online in your mind that we should have used over Liam?
Okay, give me a minute. Give me 1 minute. Give me more time than Liam gave me. I sent him multiple messages. Did he reply? No.
Two at most.
Two at most.
Yeah.
They were quite long. They were quite considered.
They were quite weird.
What did Liam do? He ghosted me. And what did I do back? I just ghosted him in real life. I gave him the silent treatment. How was that for you, Liam?
I was very appreciative.
He wanted to keep the silent treatment like continuing as well. So like, because Dave's just like, oh, Liam's not getting back to me. I was at lunch with James and Dave, and I sent you one message, and within 5 minutes you were down there doing an audition, which you absolutely smashed. It literally took like one quick message, because all you want in messages is to know what you're doing and when. And Dave provided zero of that. Dave, what you were doing was getting your time wasted by Dave by reading a message that made no sense on Facebook.
Yeah. But you asked me, when you messaged me, you asked me a direct question.
Yeah.
Get here now when you're doing this thing. When Dave sent me a message, he used a lot of words, but it could be basically condensed down to a question mark.
Yeah, it's just like it was just a bunch of vague statements. It's like, is Dave stalking me? Is he asking me out on a date? Does he need a blood transfusion? Like, there's so much ambiguity in that message. I can understand why you never got back to him.
I've been bitten by Dave in the past so many times. It's like, this is like. Dave,
well, I needed the blood transfusion.
The thing about Dave.
Okay, so if there's any other neurotic people that can do comedy and you want to replace Dave on the show, just message in. Like, it was just actually an audition for Dave's position tonight.
We need another close-up cam on Dave, and it's just like the bomb cam.
It's like the footage they got in Hiroshima.
If you could just have a flashing icon underneath saying splash zone.
Just a picture of that like Vietnamese kid running away like on fire.
We've got different audiences. Some people might like that.
Yeah,
from 8 to 80, that's who we're going for. Go, Liam.
Dave has a habit, like, because the way he is, sometimes like he wants you to do something for him, but he doesn't feel like he can ask you that specific thing. So he'll fabricate another reason why he needs you to do something.
Terrible. He does this all the time. It
but
makes absolutely
often
no sense.
the thing that he fabricates is something that I would also say no to, even probably more strongly. Like, say Dave wants us all to go over to his place for his birthday.
Yeah.
But maybe
which we have done.
Yes,
and there's another story. Horrific.
Okay, but so it's birthday, and it's like maybe he's feeling maybe a bit anxious because he's getting older, or maybe he's a little bit neurotic that we might say no. So he said, but I still want them to come over. Yeah. So I know what I'll do. I'll send him a message and say, hey guys, my unique friend just happened upon this barbecue set, and I just cleaned it. I got a new gas tank. Why don't you guys come over? We'll have a barbecue with my friend. And it's like, no, Dave, we don't want to do that. It's just.
Yeah, it's Thursday, 3:15. Why would we be at your house?
But I did get you guys to come to my birthday. I used another tactic. I said,
you could have just asked us.
Let's do a comedy festival video. And we all came to my house, and my mum made a delicious cake for my birthday.
Look, I don't want to slag off your mum because she was very nice, and the cake looked aesthetically really nice. Now, I got in there, and there was like 8 people there, and they'd all taken one bite of the cake, and I didn't quite switch on, right? Now, as she asked me if I wanted cake, I saw Liam in the corner just shaking his head. I'm like, does Liam have Parkinson's? Because that's a very vigorous, weird movement. Now, I took a bite of this cake, and it sucked all of the moisture out of my mouth. Like, I physically could not have another bite of the cake. And again, I don't want to be mean to your mum, but did she put like loads of bicarb soda in the cake? Because that's exactly what it tasted like.
Yeah, it's unique. It's unique. I don't know. Just be happy that you got some cake. Many people do not have any cake
It was like
in their
a
diet.
low pressure weather system in my mouth. Like, and everyone was just like, oh my God. Like, dude, like, because it looked really good, but like it dried my mouth out. It felt like an 80-year-old's forehead after spending like all day in the sun. Like, it was fucking so intensely salty and just tasted like cleaning products.
And also that record where we're doing like, we're thinking, what is happening? What
Yeah.
are we doing? And it's like, oh, but we're getting cake.
Yeah.
And then, but then, oh, the cake was a lie.
Yeah, like,
Would have you come to my house if it was just for my birthday?
Yeah.
It was my 27th birthday.
Well,
so I don't need to
Not if
fabricate.
you sold it, hey, come over to my house for my birthday. My mum's making dry cake.
Yeah. I'm getting older, and I want your mouth to feel the same way I feel. But we've been to other people's birthday parties. Like Liam, he had a 30th, and he organised it, and it was a really fun day, and everyone had a great time because he said, "It's my birthday, come to this thing," and we did. Yeah,
Okay,
that's
all
how
right.
social
Yeah, I'm
interaction
learning.
works.
I'm getting
Okay.
older and learning,
So-
wiser. I was pretty young back then. I was 27.
Okay,
You know, I was
so
just a junior.
we went over there and like we recorded this like weird video. Now there's going to be a bit in this video where it looks like David's biting himself, and it looks like David's biting himself because he's actually biting himself.
I
And then-
needed the blood transfusion.
Oh my God, dude.
Bomb cam.
Well, okay. Well, we just had the Nagasaki. Now we're having the Hiroshima. We're like, so basically,
Waiting for 8 Mile Island.
Dave's biting his hand, and his girlfriend is like, "I'll get you sauce." He's like, "It's gonna be authentic," and I'm like, "It has to be authentic for a video that no one's gonna watch until now." So you tell us after you watch this if you think Dave should have pierced his skin with his teeth for this piece of shit. So anyway, here's a wonderful comedy show that Dave put on, which was probably the worst comedy experience of my life. And it's honestly given me slight PTSD how bad it was. And we'll go into why it was so shit afterwards.
I just want to say that this ad that they shot was an ad for a show that they were doing at the Sydney Fringe Festival in 2015, so quite a few years ago. And this was their pitch to the greater public of why you should come and see Dave's comedy.
Can also, the way he sold to us originally is that it was going to be a showcase of comedians who were going to do politically slanted prop comedy. All right?
Yeah.
That's how it was sold to us.
Which, by the way, political comedy sucks.
Yeah.
Prop comedy sucks.
Oh, no,
I don't know what you're expecting mixing the two.
Also a showcase of comedians, none of them do either political or prop comedy.
Can I just say what happened? There was no politics, there was no props, and there was no comedy. So let's check out the video. You can see the pitch.
One thing, James.
Yes.
James, you said it was my Dave's comedy show.
Yeah, it
I'd
was
just like to
Dave's.
say, no.
It was,
I
yeah.
want to share the glory to everyone. It was all of us.
Dave,
we all put
Dave
it
come
on.
up with the idea,
So-
Dave come up with the concept, and Dave filled out all the applications that got us to
but-
come.
but-
Dave drove us there and
No,
back. Okay?
But Brady, it was a shared trauma.
Yeah. It was like, yeah, all right.
Anyway, let's cut to it. Without further ado, here is Dave's ad for Dave's show.
Agitations, a show at the Sydney Fringe Festival. I think it's on the 22nd, 24th, and the 26th. You've got these comedians saying, hey, what's the difference between, a black guy and a white guy? Oh, there's no difference. We all bleed red blood. Oh!
This isn't like a cult thing. We don't have a uniform. This is like a gentleman's club with like a strictly enforced dress code, which
Belief gives us magic powers.
People say to me, how does the Illuminati work? I said, the Illuminati doesn't work. That's the point of the Illuminati. They're hiding in the shadows, just not working. They're lazy.
Pope Benedict the 16th
That's not any Sweet 16 I want a part of.
This agitations event, what's going to happen if it leads to gulags and slave labor camps? You got to break a few eggs to make an airplane out of a black box.
The government isn't trying to suppress the movement. I don't know where they got that idea from. There wasn't any missing mail. It just got delivered to the wrong house. The guy came back the next day. It wasn't even tampered with. Did Dave tell you that?
People go and they see agitation like, oh my God, it changed my life. My life is so different. And we're just like, oh my God, we knew it was going to do that. We fucking knew. And then they're like, thanks.
Listen up, you fucking nerd. It's your Alpha Omega by Alpha. I mean, I'm the alpha male of this realm of consciousness. I will fucking choke you out if you do not come to this festival thing, because I will know you are there because I am everywhere. So come to the show or die.
The Factory Theatre, 22nd, 24th, 26th of September. We will change things for a better tomorrow.
I can give you tomato sauce.
There we go, folks.
It's about to play another video. We'll have to
I'll
put
mix
an end to that. Well, it's about to play a better video, so like we could watch it afterwards. So yeah, we recorded that. We had no idea what was happening, and then I just sort of cobbled together the edit. It was really funny because Dave was so precious about the video. I cut that piece of shit, and Dave had 400 suggestions and changes, and all of them made the video worse. So when I wonder why it's so bad, is because Dave had any sort of authority over how that was edited.
Yeah, that ad aggressively didn't want you to come to see the show.
And it was good because everyone aggressively avoided it, except for the people on the last night, and then
the people that you actually care about that you'll see again.
Oh my God! So I had mates come on the last night, and the only thing that our mate Chris Butler heard me saying was, "I'm so sorry. I will give you your money back." I went to the pub and I bought them drinks because it was so bad. And our mate S-Pac, who actually ended up making a documentary with Dave, he loves terrible comedy, and basically jokes would happen, there'll be no laughter, then Sam would laugh at the no laughter, and then afterwards it's it was the best thing I've ever seen. And by that criteria, it was not great.
And so we do comedy shows, and for the people that don't know, the worst thing, people can heckle, you can walk people. If you get a bottle thrown at you, even that's an interesting story.
Yeah.
The worst possible thing is someone says I want my money back. You got in front of that, dude. You were just I'll give you it back without them even having to ask.
Even the people that got free comp tickets are my time is worth money, and you guys owe me something. Dave, what are you doing? Why are you pulling apart the microphone? Okay.
I'm getting a bit nervous. I feel like you're criticizing me a bit heavily.
No, okay. You feel like I'm criticizing you. It's because we are criticizing you heavily. Okay?
What am I supposed to do? Just listen?
Okay.
I
Sit there
know.
and cop it.
Oh, no,
I
okay.
know it
Yeah,
wasn't a great success.
Okay, instead of sit there and listen, I'm just going to dismantle the microphone, then I'm just going to play with. I'm not going to put in anything. And when I actually need to say something, the microphone's not going to be working. What do you guys think about that? All right, so why do you think it was so awful?
I don't find it
Stop
awful.
moving
I
around
don't
the
find it
microphone.
awful. It's just a thing, a story, and it's fine. We're enjoying it now.
Just
a thing about stories is that it's one of the most important things. As we know from Game of Thrones, you watch the ending and Tyrion's like, what's the most important thing? Is it money? No. Is it armies? No. It's a story. And I've given you a story. And who wins the crown? It's Bran the Broken. So he's got the best story.
You're talking about how the story is the most important part. And I think that was why the last season was so bad. So I don't know if that really supports your point. But
Yeah, there's stories, and there's also terrible stories you wish you didn't hear. And that was
For your defense, you brought up the most maligned season where they think everything was rushed.
Yeah.
Strange narrative choices.
some stories are great, like Men in Black 2, Godfather 3. That's what I was trying to go with this story.
This was going to be my Die Hard 4.
Glorious. See,
okay.
we're having fun, and the audience is having fun.
Dave,
And it's an accomplishment.
For
it
me-
just took a few years.
For me, you got to put the mic back on because it's going to be banging and it's going to be really difficult to listen to, okay? All right, so, yeah, we did this show. It was absolutely horrible. We don't really need to get into details. Just imagine a show that isn't very good and then times that by 3. That went over 90 minutes, each one. It was just really, really bad.
In defense of David, there was a lot of things were happening. Some people were getting better. Some people were getting worse, and some people just sort of plateaued through those three shows. So there was a lot of things happening. Like in terms of stories, I mean, they're all tragedies, but there were different trajectories.
Yeah, exactly. Like, imagine you wrote a tragedy and then it didn't get picked up by a publisher. That's basically the level that we're on with our tragedies. So, like, because Dave actually did another video because on the way home, Dave was so in his head, he drove 70 kilometers an hour into a 7-Eleven. He burst a tire in his car, and then as we're like approaching the 7-Eleven, it's like pretty much like warp speed. I'm just watching my life like flash before my eyes, like lights are literally blurring next to me. But as he went up like the gutter, because we said, can we go to 7-Eleven? Obviously not the one we're driving past at 70 kilometers an hour. Dave actually did another video because on the way home, Dave was so in his head, he drove 70.
That's okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, please.
James, you're a fuck up. I hate you. Let's do an episode on James being a fuck up.
Just
Quick, I better start
Dave,
undoing my
not so close to the
microphone.
mic.
I don't want to be criticised.
Right, so like we
That's all right.
we plow up this gutter and the gutters go like this, and then someone in the front is like screaming, and then we like screech to a halt just in front of the 7-Eleven. We're like, what the fuck? He's like, well, we're here. Like, and that was the trip was very indicative of how bad the comedy show was. It was like a beautiful way to punctuate it at the end. But what this fucking idiot did, rather than apologize and go, I'm a terrible driver, he went back and then filmed the asphalt and tried to say that the road and also the gutter are the exact same color, and then he paid a doctor or like a $5 actor on Fiverr to basically criticize my personality.
You made some snide remarks afterwards.
So I don't know. So we did a comedy show.
It's the same company. Hang on, the same company that ruined PewDiePie's career. Dave was like, I'm gonna employ them to try to regain some dignity.
Yeah. So
You don't have evidence of that.
So just keep in mind, a week of terrible shows, Dave driving neurotically, and then we died on stage, then Dave tried to kill us afterwards physically in his car. Then rather apologize for like having no effort or organization or like actually having any planning with the comics, basically assassinating all of our sets, and then almost killing us on the way home. Dave made this video for me. So can we check out the
Oh
video?
shit! I don't actually have this.
Oh no,
queued up.
so yeah, if you go to the
group
Facebook chat, it's on there, and we should be able to play that back.
Oh right, the one that you sent me.
Yeah.
Is that with you, mate? Oh, here we go.
Yeah,
Here we go.
yeah.
Find it. Do you need some
So-
filler time, James?
Analyzing the
if we
video
could,
shows.
do something
Yeah.
funny.
Okay.
would be good on a comedy show. I mean, I don't know if I'm asking too much. Dave, but-
Flashbacks to agitation.
Also,
Someone do
character
something
analysis
funny.
of Mr. Brady shows that
I have a
he
nice
has a
little sentiment behind the show. I was planning on quitting comedy that year.
That's why. One of the reasons.
I wanted to bring all my friends along for one last hurrah.
And he
for the
thought,
showcase.
instead of quitting comedy after the show, I'll quit comedy during the 3 shows.
and let's bring all my friends together and do a style of comedy that none of us ever do. It's a great send off to
Let's
what we
really
did together
remind my
by
friends-
not doing what we did together.
I'm gonna kill my career and my
Yeah.
friends.
Let's remind all my friends and all the audience members why I'm quitting comedy over 4.5 hours. So anyway, on the way home, like Dave almost killed us, and then this is by way of an apology that Dave.
Yeah,
like,
did you criticize me at all on that
yeah,
trip? Yes,
yeah.
you did.
I did
I was
criticize your
offended by
driving, and it
me.
was fucking terrifying. Okay, so this is what Dave broadcast publicly during a comedy show.
Analyzing the video shows that the cement is the same tone, meaning David is a safe driver and vindicated. Also, character analysis of Mr. Brady shows that he has a narcissism disorder and is mean. Additionally, Mr. Brady tries to sound smart but is a fraud. Do not trust him. Analyzing the video shows
Jesus
that the
fucking
cement
Christ,
is the
let me
same
hear
tone.
this. What the fuck is
quick
this?
question: Is mean a medical term?
Well,
Like,
it was.
I don't think I've ever been to a psychiatrist who goes, we've diagnosed you as mean.
Well, because he's obviously not a doctor, he is qualified to diagnose me with meanness, and I'll take that. But as he's saying,
You
it's
would
the
say that if you're narcissistic, you wouldn't believe someone criticizing you, Brady.
It's so funny because he's like showing a video of like the 2 tones of concrete going, they're the same tone, and we're seeing video of it not being the same tone. Like, one is black and one is white. It couldn't be more different.
Yeah, and
Hey, it's 2019, Brady. We don't see color anymore.
Okay,
all right?
yeah, exactly. Like we're all living the Michael Jackson song, aren't we? It doesn't matter if you're black or
don't
white.
bring him up.
the concrete's not the same. And despite the lab coat, he's not the same as a doctor. He's a paid actor on a website.
So, Dave, where did you actually contact that guy from? Because as much as that is the dumbest way of an apology I've ever seen, I actually love that video. It's really good.
I'm not going to tell you. It seems like you have all the answers, Brady.
Well, if he's a doctor, I want a second opinion.
Okay.
So.
I went online, and you can get online doctors. That's a fact. Look it up. Google that or something. What do you think? Do you miss that you weren't there? Like, because where were you when we were doing comedy at that time? Were you at school still?
Okay, I'm not that young. I was working and writing better jokes than whatever you did on the night. So, I don't know what to tell you, dude.
Fucking hell. All right, cool. We've roasted David up because, so a couple of shows ago, it was really awkward because we're roasting with a comic called Steve White, and Dave shut down, refused to answer questions, and just clammed up. And I'm sensing we're heading down that path a little bit as well. Okay?
I'm doing my best. I'll try. Little Castro's commercial. That's pretty good. I produced that.
Ladies and gentlemen, Dave Gedner doing his best.
Listen, Dave, if you're too uptight, have a shot glass of poison and see if that levels you
Dave,
out.
okay.
I strained my neck muscle.
I'll have a shot of poison with you if that makes you feel better. Okay? Would you like to have a shot of poison? We'll have some
gotta
shots.
drive.
We'll just reset.
Do you trust my driving?
Well, I'm not in the car, so I don't care what you do. Okay? Don't drive past any.
Dave, before we let you go, we'll have the doctor assess you. And then...
Yeah, you might want to avoid the 7-Elevens on the way home so you don't do any right angle turns. But I'm sure you'll be fine. But would that make you feel better if we all had a shot, become friends again, chilled out? Like, what's going to relax your mind?
Okay. I'm zen. It's fine. It's fine.
If this is zen, no one's going to be doing meditation ever again. 'Cause imagine this is enlightenment, screaming and undoing microphones and yelling all the time. Wow, very relaxed, David.
Okay, thank you. I know we're all friends and we all love each other deep down.
Well,
yes.
I don't think Buddha ever said, "Stop criticizing me."
But I do often recite his mantra.
Okay, now we're doing a lot of screaming, so we'll take a pause for a second. Now, have we got any comments on the Facebook? Because we should be interacting with people.
Yes, Connor says, "Bring back Rob Perkish." Apparently, he liked the abuse episode. Tieran says, "New client was impressed and loved the one you did for me." So Tieran is a man who has a business, and we did a comedy ad for him as well.
Yeah.
And that was sort of the impetus of why we decided to make this ad for Little Castro's. Try to get some portfolio of comedy ads out there. Try to get some businesses interested. So shout out to Tieran. We'll probably post that comedy ad in the comments or something like that.
You can check out Newcastle Buyer's Agent to check out the video that we did for him. So we've got some more comments.
Yeah. So Tieran replying says, "James sounded so much like Dave when I did a Dave impression." But everyone else's impression of Dave is just an impression of Brady's impression of Dave.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Brady's impression is so good that anyone else we just copy what you do.
Well, it's so simple. If you want to do it at home, you just go about 40 octaves higher than a normal human being would. So you're almost at sonar level. You put your arms up like this and go, wow! That's all you have to do.
Raise your voice with your hand. That's how you do the impression, okay?
Imitation is the greatest form of flattery. Go, James. What else?
And Chris Wedlock said, "You guys need a 'We will be back in a bit' slide for when Dave shuts down."
So if anyone wants to check out the YouTube, it is a bit easier to get notifications when the show's coming on as well. If you go to touchit.com.au, it just relinks directly to the YouTube. So sign up for that, and you can find out a little bit earlier when we're just being mean to Dave. So is that all the comments?
Yeah, we're pretty much up to date. I think that we should probably show this ad because it's 6:33 now.
Yeah, okay, killer.
Yeah,
okay,
sweet.
so check out the Little Castro's Facebook page as well. They do really ridiculously good.
I dropped the
Cuban
link
sandwiches.
in the comments. And honestly, so the reason is we weren't doing this because of money or anything. Because we were thinking, what is a place in Newcastle that we use their product that it's a small business and that we actually support the thing. And honestly, Little Castro's makes the best sandwiches in Newcastle. It's the best food in Newcastle, as far as I'm concerned. And how many Guantanamo Dave episodes did we record and we had lunch at Castro's and then came straight here to record?
Yes,
like
thanks
loads.
for the support.
Yeah.
And so this is the first of 4 ads that we've done for them. We're going to be dropping them weekly as well. But yeah, if you hit up their Facebook page, you'll be able to see when it comes out. But we'll be sharing on our page as well. So you guys might have guessed this isn't the one that Dave wrote on the back of a napkin to do with a rocket. This is one of the scripts that I agreed I would write and gave it to these guys on the day, and then we ended up filming it.
I'm so sad because I was really wanting to play the character of Professor Sandwich.
All right, so let's check out this video. So not written by Dave and starring Liam Callen, and also another great comedian in Newcastle, Jack Tideswell as well.
So just give me 1 second, folks.
Yeah, it should just be on that desk.
Hey, you've been to Little Castro's.
Hang on. All right, so I don't know if you folks can hear me. Yes, you can. Okay. So this is Little Castro's, starring Liam Callen, produced by Dave.
Hit spacebar, should go.
Hey, you've been to Little Castro's, the Cuban sandwich cafe?
What's a Cuban sandwich?
Let me show you.
How long is this going to take? I've got to get back to work.
Pipe down. The Cuban sandwich, it's not like a normal sandwich. It has explosive flavor. Slimy, pathetic, not explosive. Greasy, disgusting. Where's the explosive power? Fresh ingredients, crisp bread, a pure explosive force majeure.
I still literally have no idea what a Cuban sandwich is. Can I get a lift back to work?
Fuck, I fucked that. I forgot about the punchline at the end. I'm sorry.
So if you want to check that out, go to Little Castro's website. That's debuting at 7 p.m. tonight. Do us a massive favor. If you can share it and like it, that'll be real good. Just sort of like game the Facebook algorithm a bit, actually get it out there a little bit more. We're going to be dropping a bunch more of these with other comics that we've worked with in Newcastle as well over the next couple of weeks. We got one with Adam Ronan, another really funny dude as well. And we got another one with, I've forgotten Lauren's last name. Steggles, yeah. And she's a hilarious actress around town as well. So
hell yes. Yeah, so, it's going to be good, man. I'm excited for these because these ads, I mean, despite the hiccups with, what ended up on the cutting floor. All
good. All love. I mean,
despite there's no rockets in any of them.
That was one Dave's contribution, and that rocket exploded.
So you guys can see that Liam did a good job, and as I said, the only one against Liam was Dave. So some top-notch producing there, Dave. That was some really good.
Well, it's interesting that the film Rocket Man is probably number 1 in the box office. So
not Rocket Sandwich Man.
Yeah,
yeah
exactly.
We're on the same wavelength, me and Elton.
That'll be a hell of a song. I'm a rocket sandwich man, traveling as fast as a Cuban sandwich can. I love that, like, all you did was just piss off comics and actors and then recommend the only person who crushed it not to be in it. That's
because of a personal vendetta. So, not because of, anything.
It was so spiteful. He knew he could do the job, but because he was kind of mean to Dave, he's like, do we really want to work with him? I'm like, yes, he's obviously the best. We've auditioned him.
And look, I know he was not responsive to you, but when I messaged him, literally there 5 minutes later. So,
yeah.
So we may have not made the best ad, but we worked with the best people.
I'm glad Liam wanted to patch things up with me, and you got the job.
Well, it was work. Yeah.
So what was the experience like working with Dave on set? Did you find he's producing okay on the day?
It was good, but I think that was largely because he was in charge of sound, so he had to keep quiet. So,
Could you imagine if he had the same mic technique he's had tonight? There, just like rustling with like the fucking boom mic, pulling shit apart.
Like one of those like fucking stand people from Star Wars, just with a boom mic, just going.
I gotta say, the sound is the worst part of the ads as well. So, So did you actually enjoy the experience of producing? Ladies and gentlemen, because Dave is one of the biggest producers in Newcastle. He's known as Newcastle's Harvey Weinstein now. So Weinstein produced a lot of great stuff. Look at him go.
Really?
This is before the downfall.
Yeah,
so
this is exactly.
you've got at least 2 more decades of moderate success until it all comes crashing down.
So did you actually enjoy the process of producing, getting in there, trying
I
to
mean,
sabotage it from the
I didn't
inside?
get the chance to wank into any pot plants, but other than that, it was okay.
Yeah.
Like
I'm trying to riff with
I
you.
know.
I can't do it.
I know
I'm not
that's
funny.
like I know that's
Bomb
we
cam.
all know that's a reference. We all know that's a reference, but provided the context of every other podcast in this series, it's
fucking hell.
Is that a riff or just like another like?
We have talked about Dave jacking off in 7-Eleven car parks so often that people are just like, did he really not get the chance? Were you guys under the pump or something?
I love how Dave, the only requirement before this show went to air was that we not talk about Dave's sexual preferences.
Yeah.
And literally all we've done is talk about it.
Well, he said that so because then he'd have nothing to talk about if we talked about it.
Exactly, because Dave, I know nothing about Dave, and as our mate Reese Ptolemy classically said once, he goes, the more you hang out with Dave, the less you know him. Because Dave's like, I don't want to talk about my sexual preferences. I'm like, all I know is about 7-Eleven and car parks. That's it. And so I'm glad we got to bring it up. That's actually fantastic.
Good.
So Dave, okay. Chris Wedlock was so great with the "we'll be right back." Dave just have a quick meditation. Look how tense he is. Look at his
Am
body.
I supposed to be funny or sincere?
Dave,
We're straddling the line here.
You got a leather jacket on. Just be cool.
Yeah.
Be
All right?
cool.
Be cool.
This exudes testosterone.
Dude, okay, he's
You mean
literally.
it smells like sweat?
Yeah.
This is made of man. Yeah.
It's
It may actually be. We'll be right back.
okay.
Yeah, no, it is 20 to 7, and I know Liam's got to take off. So this is just a nice, short, sharp riff. I mean, I'm guessing some of it's on my personal Facebook, so if you want an extra 5 minutes, send me a friend request.
If you want to watch the first installment of this podcast.
Yeah, if you want to see Dave melt down in a very, very smaller podcast, go to James Connor's personal page. But now, because we're wrapping up, any more comments that we should touch on?
No. More people are tuning in, so hello if you're tuning in. But yeah, basically, at 7 o'clock this ad drops, and it is a funny ad despite me butchering the change back away from the punchline.
Hey, just treat it like a very long teaser. We didn't get the punchline, so it's...
Yes, so if you can do us a solid, when we share it on our page, like it, comment it, share it. And honestly, the food absolutely rocks. So if you are in Newcastle, go check out Lil Castro's. You need to get there early because they do sell out because they are just pumping it.
Yeah, and if you guys know where the Katetsu is, it's in the front of that. It's on Hunter Street.
It's on Hunter Street. Yeah.
455.
Yeah, 455, 456. Just walk around, and if you find a better place to eat, go there. But it's actually really, really good. Check it out. But yeah, help us game the algorithm a bit because it's just fucking hard to get anything out there. So if you can like it, share it around, would massively appreciate it. Now, has this changed your mind about Dave? Have you learned anything about him throughout this, or have you learned that you're not going to be in the second season of these ads, or how are you feeling at the end?
I'm learning that Dave's comfortable enough to touch me, which is too comfortable as far as I'm concerned.
And I realized that I'm not comfortable with that. No, I think Dave and I are good friends when we're in a group. Together, we goes well together as like a sun panel in a black hole. We're just two different people. It's just
have you learned anything about
Dave is the black
Liam?
hole, and he will suck you in and destroy you.
Oh no, I was the black hole in that situation. I can't. He needs light, and it's I can't give you anything, Dave. I can't give you anything.
I'm learning on how to adapt to that sort of stuff and figure out that all human beings are different, so you got to find the sweet spot with the particular friend you're working with.
My shoulder was not the sweet spot, Dave. So just
Dave literally said nothing there. He's just how can I speak so generally that I don't offend Liam again? The answer is you can't. So if you guys could share this ad, that'd be great. Go to touchit.com.au. Sign up to our YouTube. It's just way easier to watch it on YouTube.
If you sub there, you get a notification, and believe it or not, the issues are only on Facebook. I know we look incompetent, but it's literally only Facebook that's fucking.
We
us up.
only look incompetent because we are. But besides that, just give us the benefit of the doubt. Jump on the YouTube. Anything else you want to guys want to say before you sign off?
I'm all good.
I'd just like to say thanks, guys and girls. I'll see you around.
I love that Bomb Cam got one more workout before the end of this podcast.
I am going to make a bomb cam for the next one. So stay tuned, folks. We got lots coming up.
Yeah.
We'll be back next week. But yeah, do us a solid and give us a share on this video and enjoy. Adios.